folks, and welcome to another little Blood Bowl rumor video. Now this one is a little bit different to my normal Let's Talk About Blood Bowl, but this one I believe is valid. Now, the title may be not as misleading, but a little bit could be a red herring. This is a theory, so do take this with a grain of salt. But I believe that we've maybe hinted on the next team that is coming to Blood Bowl. Now, you'll be wondering, what is my evidence? Well, as you can see here, this is from Spike Magazine 13, which belongs to the Khorne team. Now, this is from an episode from a certain character, which is belonging to the Khorne Killers, which is, I believe he's called Sekila, which is the new blood-like big guy for the Khorne team, like their all-star player. Now, according to this, there are two things that have been, confirmed. Now, as we read this little excerpt, the 247 one, which I recommend we read, it follows this passage. During Chaos Ball of yearly competition between the devoted of each Chaos God, determine which of them gets the bragging rights of the year. Now, right there, Chaos Ball. It is a special competition where only those that are devoted to the gods may enter. So basically, no one else can enter but them. Let's continue. So we'll skip a bit of this, which is the head coach Khorne's Killers prays to the Blood God for help to beat the Slaaneshi Sidewinders. That's right. I mean, the rest we're not going to bother with, but that is what we wanted to talk about. Those two things. The Slaaneshi Sidewinders, a team that has never been in any of the previous editions, a team that's never been featured or even referenced. The fact Khorne wasn't for a while either. So this is indicating to us that the Slaanesh could be the next team. Now, I know some of you are saying, well, this might be a red herring, or duh, they're going to do it eventually. But we haven't an idea or inkling of when it was going to happen. But it sounds like this is going to be, the next team. Now, I do recommend if you want to read more about this, do please go get the Spike Magazine 13. Go get it, because that's where the Khorne rules are. That's where all the fluff is, and it'll be worth your time. Trust me, I do recommend reading it because I read it and quite liked what I was reading. Anyhow, so that's had a quick drink. So, what does this mean for the future of Blood Bowl? Well, I think it's pretty much now all but confirmed, guys, that both Slaanesh and Tzeentch are coming. When? I don't know. Like I said, I think it's confirmed. Some might say it's a red herring. Some say it's not. Some say, it's this and that. But Games Workshop would never drop this unless, or even name reference these, unless there was a reason. And remember, these two factions, Slaanesh and Tzeentch, people have been begging to have teams of this nature. And the reason I also have more, excuse me, substantial evidence is that in the Chaos, in the actual Blood Book, the Chaos team says favorite of all four marks. So basically, it's pretty much telling us that they are coming, but at later dates. And I do hope this leads up to the one team that we all want, because now that we've got away from the Slaaneshi theory that we believe that it's that they are coming, I want to go into another part of the theory where I believe that we are leading up to a demon team. Because for people who are not aware that in 40k and in fantasy apparently next year it's going to be the year of chaos. So I wouldn't be surprised if Blood Bowl gets those two teams and the demon team next year. Now whether or not this happens, well, that's up for debate at the moment. But I do believe Slaanesh and Tzeentch are likely to make their appearances next year or in next edition. We don't know. But I got a feeling they are coming. Whether they do or not, we won't know. And that moves on to my next part, guys, of this theory. And that is the fate of the legend teams. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wait, why are we going back to this again? You talked about this a while ago. I did. But this is now adding more credence. And the reason I'm adding this credence is because of not only the old world game, but also the Total War 3 game. Now, these two will play a factor. Remember, Blood Bowl is in an ultimate universe where war is replaced by Blood Bowl. Now, in the Age of Sigmar universe, won't be around. So, my guess is, since the world did not, blew itself up, I do believe other teams are also could be on the horizon. And I do believe as well they might consider phasing out some of these teams. Now, this might be speculation. Oh, excuse me, guys. My throat is hoarse. I have been having a bad cold. We've just had a massive storm in the United Kingdom, which turned to like an ice storm, and it kind of gave me the sniffles because I was working outside, which didn't have a choice. But anyhow, let us get back to what I am saying. The reason I'm doing this because I believe because we now have Cafe, Nippon, and Ind being mentioned in Warhammer 3. Now, Ind and Nippon have not got anything yet, but that doesn't mean they could be DLC'd in. And remember, anything that goes through Create Assembly must be passed by GW. So the fact that Cafe got passed, and this could signify that Cafe could make an appearance. Possible? Will they? We don't know. Now, as far as the Kislev, because the Kislev are getting heavily mentioned in the old world game that's coming out in the near future, this could also mean that they could make a Blood Bowl team. Because like I said, it's fallen a world where there's no war, and the whole end times never happened. Never at all. So, in other words, this is pretty much a continuation of that world, just an older version. Now, if that's the case, if Cafe, Nin, Nippon, and Kislev all get their teams, all four of them, that will buff our roster up, I think, to 28? Because we know we got 20, and I think we got 2 more extra teams. I think we got 20, I think we got 23, 24. I can't remember if we got 24 or 28. Please, comment in the comment section. I want to know how many teams we got without the legends, because I know there's 6 of them. And if that's the case, say for example, this does happen, Kislev, Bretonia, Cafe, Nippon, Ind, and the Demon team, plus the Sanesh and Thinch, you're looking at nearly 8 teams coming in. Now, could this be an indication that the GW is trying to get to have 32 teams, so that way you could easily make a tournament of 32 players with different teams? Whether or not that happens or not is uncertain, but what does this mean for Legends teams if this is the case? Does this mean that the Legends teams are going to finally get models, or are they going to be phased out? Well, I'm going to be honest right here, right now. I do see at least 2 being phased out. I do see 2 at least. Others, not so much. And here are the teams who I believe will be staying. High Elves. There's always High Elves around, so they'll stay, but they'll have to be rejigged. The Vampires, the Undead, they're always around, so they'll probably stay. But I do believe Vampires might be the other team that might get variant into Vampires and Vampires on the Coast. Whether or not they do that, we don't know. Oh, pardon me. Good lord. My coughs are getting worse, guys, so please bear with me. And another team who I believe will stay as well will be the Chaos Dwarves, because they're getting heavily mentioned in the old world and in the Warhammer 3 game, so they're not leaving anytime soon. Another team who I think will stay will probably be the Norse, because the Norse get also heavily in the old world game and other games, so they're getting heavily hinted. So, and they've had a massive surge in popularity, so they'll probably stay. I think you all know where this is going, guys, don't you? The last 2, Camry, Slan, and the other one is the Amazons. Now, Slan, let's be honest, Slan's rules have never been made official, so I'm not going to add them. A lot of people want the Slan back, but I don't see that happening. Not one bit. But the Kislev, I could see the Kislev making an appearance, but with a brand new team and a brand new setting. Change the setting a bit. Whether or not they'll do that, I don't know. Same with Bretonia, they might make a return. Now, a lot of people say that the nobility is Bretonia, but I don't think so, because Bretonia has got their own set of rules and factions. Because you got to remember, the nobility team is actually a team of nobles, not knights, nobles. So I could see Pretoria returning, but in a more different way. What that way may be, I don't know. And like I said, vampires could end up being split into two, where it's like you've got the normal vampire team, and then you've got the Pirates of the Coast version. That could happen. Now, as far as Amazon and Camry go, well, let's be honest, guys. Amazon does not have a standing army. They're hardly mentioned in any format, even in the Warhammer 3 game or in the Old World game. So I could see Amazons getting phased out. Now, some of you might say, well, there might not be much female representation. Well, I have to say I disagree, because the Corn team has got a few female players on their roster. So the humans, I mean, a lot of teams are now bringing in more female representation. So I do see the Amazons maybe like phasing out. And they might come back with a new female variant team, like in the Kislev, because remember, most of the Kislev's hierarchy is female. So I could see the Kislevs having a more heavier mixture of male and female. I really could see that. And Camry, well, with Camry being phased out of pretty much both games, only in Total War 3 that Warhammer 3 that are still around, but the fact that they don't have the models anymore and they're now on a mail order, but they're only limited. I've got to be honest, guys, I don't see Camry or Amazon staying. I think they could be phased out, but the rest will stay around, but they'll probably get new models, or they'll just keep doing what they're doing, put them in Legends PDFs. Whether or not they're getting new models, well, that's a question for another day, until we get more information. And that's pretty much it for this video, guys. What do you think of this little theory? Do you believe the Sun Edge are the next team, or do you believe it's a red herring that they've left to you know, like get us off the trail and find why they do something else? Who knows? But folks, that's this video. If you liked the video, please like, share, subscribe, ring the bell, and I'll see you in the next video. I'll catch you later.